Hey everyone, Jen here. Welcome back. Now that you've created your first opening, it's time to look at how to manage it. Today I'll show you how easy it is to make changes to your openings in Usher. Here we are at Home Base, also known as My Events. All of your openings will be listed on the Openings tab, which is chosen by default. Openings are listed in chronological order of the opening date. Notice that it's easy to tell which of your openings are live and which are in draft status. The names of openings in draft status are in gray and do not link to the custom URL. When you go live, the name and link will be activated. For active accounts, there is no limit to how long an opening can stay in draft status. You can plan out your openings even years in advance. The opening we are going to manage is on the next page. Here it is, Miami Hotel Opening. Since we made this live during our creating an opening walkthrough, the changes that we make now will be visible immediately by anyone viewing the customized site. They will have to refresh the page to see the changes though. Let's take a look at each of the features here in My Events for our Miami Hotel Opening, starting with the name. We will come back to the date features in just a bit. The quickest way to view your opening live is to select the name. Your customized site will open in a new tab. You can also use the handy URL button. This feature gives you a quick shortcut to grab the URL and paste it in your email or chat or share it with anyone who needs it. Select the URL button, select Copy, and it's now on your local clipboard to be shared. The next feature is probably the one you will use the most. Manage Sessions. Under SESS, short for Sessions, the count of how many sessions you currently have in your opening shows as a link. Select the number and that opens to the Manage Sessions screen. Usher lists the name of the opening and the opening date, as well as the status. As you can see, it's live. Over on the right here we have a few icons. You've already seen that selecting the plus button is how you add a brand new session to your opening. Selecting the second icon will allow you to make a new template from this current list of sessions. In the pop-up, all you have to do is give your new template a name. Select the Create button, and that's it. Your new template is now available in the drop-down list of templates for the next time you create an opening. The third icon here will create and download a CSV file, formatted just the way Usher needs the file to be for uploading, with all of your session details included. You can search for sessions by typing in any text from a session title. If I enter the word daily, you will see all of the sessions with daily in the title. Select Clear to go back to the full list. Where you see the up and down arrows, or the arrow in A to Z, that indicates the columns are sortable. The default sort order for sessions is by date and time. If you want to sort by ID, select the arrows. The first option is numeric order, 1, 2, 3, etc. When I select the arrows again, it reverses. Select twice more to return to numeric order. This works the same for each field. A few other features here to check out. Under Attendees, you see a Manage button. Usher offers you the option to create a list of attendees for each individual session, as well as for the overall opening. By adding a list of attendees with their email addresses, you can notify them of a change to their schedule. Attendees can be added individually or with a CSV file upload. To upload from a file, first select the file from your computer. Then Usher will open a pop-up where you map the fields to the columns in your file. Make sure they are correct and select Upload. The attendees added here will also be added to the overall opening attendees list. To notify this list of attendees of changes, select the envelope icon. We will look at how to notify people of schedule changes later in this video. You also have the option to download the list of attendees to a CSV file. The last option here is to delete your session. Select Delete and Usher will ask you to confirm that you are sure. the session will be deleted and is not recoverable. As a reminder, if you just want to hide your session temporarily from the schedule, you can go to Edit the session by selecting the title. Select Publish so it turns off and grays out. If you need to make any edits to a session, this is where you do those. The edit screen is identical to the Add Session screen, which we covered in detail in the Creating an Opening video. Don't forget to save your changes. Let's go back to home base and see what's next. As an account administrator, you have the ability to add event administrators to a specific opening. The event admin will not have access to any other openings or events that you manage from your account. Select Edit under ADM, short for Administrators, for the opening you want. Select Add Admin. Enter the email address of the person you would like to add as an event admin. They will receive an email message with a link to Usher to create their login credentials. Once their registration is complete, you will see their name show on the account admin list, rather than pending. When the event admin logs in, they will see only the opening they are assigned to in My Events. If you watch the Creating an Opening video, the next few features will look familiar in parts. Presenters is a generic term for anyone who is leading, teaching, performing, or hosting any of the sessions in your opening or event. Select the number in the PRES column to go to the Manage Presenters screen. You can add a new presenter by selecting the plus button. Just like when you add a presenter from the Add or Edit Session screen, you will get a pop-up box where you enter the name of the presenter and the type of presenter. Once again, email is optional. Select Save. The presenter will now be available in the drop-down list, and you can add them to any session. You may also upload a list of presenters in a CSV file and assign them to sessions. An example file is available in our documentation. Select the up arrow and choose the file to use for upload. In the pop-up box, Usher will attempt to map the fields in your document to the correct field listed. You can see that all the fields mapped correctly except for type. To map a field, select the drop-down list and then select the correct field. Our file has presenter type, which should map to type. Once all fields are correctly mapped, you can upload the list. I'm going to close out for now and head back to My Events for the next feature. Let's take a look at how to update a position. From My Events, select the number under PSTN. Every position for an opening has a name and assigned color. Usher makes it easy to fix a typo or pick your favorite colors here. Select the Edit button next to the position you want to edit and make your changes. Positions may also be removed from an opening. Select Delete to remove the position completely from your opening. You will be asked to confirm that you really want to do that before it deletes from the database. If a position is a primary position for any existing sessions, you will not be able to delete the position. First, change the position for any associated sessions, and then come back to delete. Back at home base, let's look at managing locations. You can add or delete locations from your opening. Remember that these are locations for individual sessions, not for your overall opening. You'll use these to tell people where to meet for a session. Places like the lobby, or a specific conference room, or a particular building or restaurant on a large resort property. To add a new location, select the yellow Add Location button. In the pop-up box, enter the name of the location. This is the only required field. Optionally, you can enter a full address for the location. Once again, back at My Events, select the number in the ATT, short for Attendees, column. This will open Manage Attendees, where you can see the details for each attendee. You can add a new attendee by selecting the plus button. You may also upload a list of attendees from a CSV file. Select the up arrow and choose the file to use for upload. An example file for this and all file uploads can be found in our help documentation. The reason for entering email addresses for presenters and attendees of your opening is to give you, the account administrator, the ability to notify them of changes to the schedule. To notify attendees about changes to your opening or event, select the blue envelope icon. A confirmation box will appear and let you know how many emails will be sent. Select Send to immediately notify all attendees to check for updates. It's the exact same process to notify presenters. Remember in the last video how I told you pretty much everything is easily updatable in Usher? Well, it's true. Let's take a look at the options. This is where you can change the name of your opening. Notice that you cannot change your opening date here. We'll look at ways to change your opening date in just a bit. Enter the name and select the yellow Save button. You can add more sessions to your opening from a template or file with the same process as when you created your opening. Make sure not to duplicate ID numbers though. Sessions with duplicate IDs will not be imported. Back to My Events again. Details should look familiar too. To change the image, select Browse for Image and select the new image from your computer. Contact information, opening details, and the location of the opening can be changed anytime and will be updated on your customized site as soon as you select Save. Nothing like saving the best for almost last. Shift dates is a key feature in Usher, which saves countless hours of work. Anytime your opening date gets bumped, you can shift the session dates for your entire opening. Select the Shift button for the opening you want to change. In the pop-up box, it will tell you, change the opening date below and all sessions will shift accordingly. All sessions will shift full days forward or backward based on their relation to the current opening date. Choose your new opening date and then select the Shift button. A warning will pop up to make sure you want to shift the dates. Select OK to proceed. Be patient as the dates are shifted for all sessions. One important note here. Notifications are not sent out to anyone upon date shifting. You must choose to notify people of the changes by going to Manage Presenters or Manage Attendees and notifying that group. There is another option for changing your opening date. You want to change the opening date, but you don't want to change any session dates. To do this, select the opening date in My Events. The pop-up will ask you for a new opening date and let you know that this option will only change your opening date and no sessions are going to be affected by this change. Choose your new opening date and select Submit Changes. We went over status in the first video, but as a reminder, all openings stay in draft status until you choose to go live. Draft status means that the personalized site located at the custom URL you selected in the create process is not yet viewable to the public. Once you go live, you cannot return to draft status. From My Events, you can choose to cancel your entire opening. This will delete the opening and all data, so be sure you want to do this before proceeding. Select the X button for the opening you want to cancel. Confirm you want to do this by selecting OK. Your opening, customized site, and all data will be removed immediately. Well, that's it for today on managing your opening. Be sure to check out all of our demo and training videos on YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you next time.